I've heard about this. At this time, I call the March meeting of the County Commission to order. We're glad to have with us tonight Reverend Bill Pittman, St. Paul Church, located of all other places, the local community of Lincoln County. Reverend Pittman, if you would come to the podium and lead us now in invocation. Immediately following the invocation, we will have the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag, and Commissioner Collins will lead us in the pledge.
Let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we just come tonight, Lord, just praising you for the county of Lincoln County, and for what it means to so many, and for the peace that we have. Lord, I just thank you for these people that work hard to ensure what all happens here, and I pray that this business meeting tonight, that all things are done to help improve the county in the best ways that they know how. Lord, I pray you give them wisdom and courage to make decisions that are best for Lincoln County. Lord, we just praise you for being such a wonderful place to live, a wonderful county to call home, and just thank you to continue to bless us and prosper us, and just be with us in all that we do, and help us to love your people and to be a wonderful place to come, to live, and to raise your kids. And Lord, I just thank you and praise your name tonight for all these many blessings that you've given upon us. Now, in the name of Jesus Christ, we just ask that you hear our prayers in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Reverend Pittman. Taking time out of your schedule to come be with us. Item 4 on your agenda is the approval of the minutes of the previous meetings. I'm confident that commissioners have read these minutes, and I will entertain a motion to approve them as printed by the clerk.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
A second, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner Collins, second by Commissioner Clyde. Any discussion? Chair hears none. All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Motion's carried. I have an addition that a couple additions that I would like to add. If we would, Madam Clerk, let's take this addition. It's an opioid resolution, and put it in 19 and make 19 the new 20 for the adjournment.
Yes, sir.
And don't let me forget where I put that. The next item, I've asked Director Seymour to do this under his comments when we get to the 6D, and it's a dump truck, and we'll talk about that in just a second. I'm not going to do that because we've got to take a vote and everything on that. Let's make another addition to the agenda, and we'll put it at 20, and the adjournment will be 21. How about that?
Yes, sir.
I think that'll be best to do. There's two additions to the agenda: the opioid resolution and the purchase of a dump truck, if we so decide to buy one, be 19 and 20. Without objection, we will add this to the agenda. There's no objection, so that is added to the agenda. We need to make a motion, though.
Yes, sir.
We need a motion to approve the agenda as printed and as added these additions.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
I second, Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Henderson made the motion. Mr. Clyde seconded the motion. Any discussion? Chair hears none. All in favor of the motion, let me know, saying aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign, motion's carried. The agenda is approved. Item 6A, the Office of Emergency Services Director Casey Bruner.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. Pleasure to be here as always, without my cane. You have my printed report, and I will entertain any questions related to those printed reports.
You've had the report from the Office of Emergency Services. Any questions from Director Broom on his report? If not, thank you. 6B is the Recreation Department Director Latrell Glaze.
Good evening, Chairman, Board of Commissioners. You have my written report in front of you. Do you have any questions to it?
I'm assuming that who had something? Commissioner Tankerson?
Yes. On the flag football, what do you think the issue there was with the number of kids?
I think it may have been the time frame we was trying to run with the Little League, but
Are we gonna try to bring that back at some point
try to bring it back.
during the summer or early fall?
Maybe early fall before soccer gonna be the next biggest one to try to run it. And not stated on my notes, Tuesday, if anyone wants to come over to the rec department at 1:30, Mr. Robert Smalley will be there instructing pickleball lesson. So I definitely want the chairman to come.
When is that?
Tuesday from 1:30 to 3. So Miss Lily Turner, Lachlan Ellis, Beth Begg, Eddie Turner, Howard Ellis is the ones there right now.
Director Glaze, I can tell you now, if it's Tuesday the 21st, 1:30 to 3 o'clock, it's coming Tuesday.
Yes, sir.
I won't be able to be there. I can,
That's Tuesday week.
is it Tuesday week or this coming Tuesday?
Tuesday week.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry, let me look a minute. I got to go to
Should be
Camp Daniel
14.
Marshall.
14.
Okay, 14th, yes, I can be there. I was thinking it was the following Tuesday. That took care of that.
Hey, the Cortez is coming Tuesday. Yeah, I thought it said,
I got
I said,
you. I
probably
got
said.
We are expecting you to play. You playing? Are you gonna play?
I wouldn't think so. Appreciate the invitation, though. Okay, thank you, Director Glaze. 6C is the Finance Department Director, Ernie Dawes.
Chairman and Commissioners, we have started the budget process. I've received the requests from the departments, and I'm putting them together, and so we're right on track. And are there any questions on the budget process, Mr. Chairman?
Any questions, Director Dawes? Are you gonna tell us what we got in these accounts?
That's my next item. Chairman, Commissioners, our account balances in our checking accounts as of the end of February, I'm not going to read all of them, but I will read the major accounts. Our general fund checking account, $4,087,296. Our water reserve fund, $387,969. Our water fund, $210,989. Our SPLOST 6 fund, $501,694. Our SPLOST 7 fund, $944,118. Our T-SPLOST fund, $686,629. The solid waste fund, $888,000 for, I can't say it. $888,489, and the American Rescue Plan Fund, $1,338,103. The total of all of our accounts as the end of February $9,750,711. We have in our Raymond James account, including the accrued interest, $2,146,465. Chairman, that's my report.
Any questions, Director Dawson? If not, we move along to 6D, Director Seymour.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, you have my written reports for Public Works. I don't have anything to add to those unless you have questions. I'll be more than happy to answer those.
Any questions?
I just want to ask one, Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Clyde.
On the water system we took over on North End on 79
Yes, sir.
and all that, we had any issues at all? Is that all
We have
pretty
not.
smooth?
We have replaced and put in all new meters at all sites. We did it a little quicker than I had anticipated, but all that's done, and we're not having much problem at all. Other than normal maintenance stuff.
You expect?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Any other questions? Move right along. Agenda item number 7, L&N Road Conditions and Water Lines. Mr. Melvin Harris. Mr. Harris, if you will approach the podium. You have 5 minutes to address the commissioners. After 5 minutes, the county attorney will let me know that your time has expired, and we'll decide then whether to give you a little more time. But as he's easing up to this post, I want everybody, Johnny, get a good picture of him. I want people to see him, and y'all, ain't no way anywhere y'all can believe me and him same age, is it? In fact, I helped him get through school. I was his tutor when we went to school. Mr. Harris, if you would, take the podium.
Mr. Chairman and rest of the commissioners. The reason why I'm here tonight is about L&N Road. We have 27 houses on the L&N Road with no fire hydrant. We have an 1.5-inch water line down L&N Road, which consists of cold water pressed into my house and the rest of the people's houses down there. If a fire was to break out in the house to catch a fire, 5 minutes the house is gone because there's no fire hydrant. Also, we have a bad road. It consists of with your sewer line down the middle of the road. It's got a lot of dips. No big truck, no but trash truck, and buses run on that street every day. Also, we have bad ditches full of water. We have kids on that street. If they would have fallen in one of those ditches, they drowned before somebody get out there to see them. You know, just small things that need to be taken care of, but this water line, to me, and the fire hydrant is the most important part, because I've been living there 30 years with no fire hydrant. You know, that's a subdivision, so fire hydrant should, at least 2 fire hydrants should be on that street. I know it's costing the county money, but we are paying money into the county, for us to see results. So the county needs to show us the results by putting fire hydrant on our street.
Thank you, Mr. Harris, for bringing that to our attention, and here's what we'll do. I'll ask Director Seymour, and I'll probably go with him, and we'll meet you down there one day next week probably, and we'll look at the situation, we'll look at the roads and the situation, and I guess we probably need to find out a little more about the water lines on it and what the pressure is. We might have to take some pressure readings on the pressure. But I understand your part on the fire hydrant. But we got miles of 2-inch water lines everywhere it takes a sense to make a fire hydrant on it. But, you know, it's a lot of, I think even in Blackjack in a whole, it's only 1 or 2 fire hydrants over there. But anyway, let us look at it where we can give you an intelligent answer of what you want, and we'll get in touch with you, and we'll come sit down and talk to you.
All right, appreciate it.
We'll do that. Probably won't be tomorrow because it's raining and I don't want to melt, but first of the week.
Not gonna melt, I guarantee you.
First of the week we get in touch with you. You cook up something and I'll come on down. Thank you, Melvin. I appreciate you bringing that to our attention. Item 8 is the CJIS Management Control Agreement. Normally, I would have had our public hearing up, but for some reason it didn't get up to that way, and I take blame for that. Director Aycock is not here. I think Director Dawes is doing this. Director Dawes, you know we did one of all this at the work session, so we're very familiar with what you need to do. Don't spend a lot of time with it.
Chairman, Commissioners, I'm bringing before you some documents that Director Aycock brought forth. Now that we're managing 911, we just have to get an agreement with the Criminal Justice Information System for them to do the lookups for the Sheriff's Department. And so I'm asking you under item 8 to approve a management and control agreement and authorize the chairman to sign it on behalf of the county. And you have the document the attorney has reviewed.
Okay, you've heard the request. We familiar with it. We discussed it last week. All we need is a vote that we enter into this with the CJC Management Control and give me the authority to sign on behalf of the county. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner Henderson, second by Commissioner Tangley. Any discussion? Chair is none. All in favor of the motion, let me know by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign. Motion carried. Item number 9, Information Exchange Agreement, Director Dawes.
Chairman, Commissioners, we also need to sign individual information exchange agreements between Lincoln County 911 and the Lincoln County Sheriff's Department, the Lincoln County 911, the Lincoln Police Department, and Lincoln County 911, and Lincoln County Probate, as well as Lincoln County Information Technology and the Sheriff's Department, the Police Department, and the Probate. And that is because our IT department does assist them with all their IT needs and their security. So Chairman, so I'm going to do this. This will be 3 different motions. And so I would ask the board to authorize the chairman to sign an information exchange agreement between Lincoln County and the Sheriff's Office for information exchange for the CJIS program.
You've heard the request from Director Dawes. Is there a motion?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
There's a second.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Tangley, second by Commissioner Clyde. Any discussion? Chair is none. All in favor of the motion, let me know by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign. Motion's carried. Director Dawes.
Chairman, Commissioners, I would ask that you approve a motion to allow the chairman to sign an information exchange agreement between Lincoln County and the Lincoln Police Department.
You heard the request to sign the agreement. Is there a motion?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
There's a second.
Second, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner Collins, second by Commissioner Henderson. Any discussion? There is none. All in favor of the motion, let me know by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign. Motion's carried. Director Dawes.
Chairman, Commissioners, we need a final motion. This will be between Lincoln County and the Lincoln County Probate Court, authorizing the chairman to sign an information exchange agreement.
Okay, you heard the request of the third and final one with the Lincoln County Probate Court. Is there a motion?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
That's second.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Henderson, second by Commissioner Clyde. Any discussion? Chair is none. All in favor of the motion, let me know by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign. Motion's carried. Thank you, Director Dawes. Director Aycock is, I think, on vacation this week. Is that right? Thank you for standing in for it. Item number 10 is to modify the 125 cafeteria plan. Director Dawes.
Chairman, Commissioners, as we discussed in the work session, we need to modify our 125 plan. We had some old information as far as the plan administrator, so what I'm asking you to do is to authorize the chairman to sign the plan, and the updates are we're changing the plan administrator from Tracy Bussey to our to the county clerk, and we're changing the point of contact from Tracy Bussey to our county clerk, and then it's just simply updating the dates for this year. So, Chairman, I'd ask the board to authorize the chairman to execute this 125 plan amendment.
All right, you heard the request from Director Dawes, giving me the authority to sign it and change it and make it clerical changes, I guess, on it. There a motion?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
The second?
Second, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner Tangley, second by Commissioner Collins. Any discussion on the motion? Chair is none. All in favor of the motion, let me know by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign. Motion's carried. Okay, we're gonna need a motion to go into a public hearing on the abandonment of Sweet Gum Lane. Is there a motion?
I made that motion, Mr. Chairman.
Have a motion, is there a second?
Second, Mr. Chairman.
Have a motion by Commissioner Clyde, second by Commissioner Henderson. Any discussion on the motion? Chair is none. All in favor of the motion, let me know by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign, and we are in our public hearing. Director Seymour.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Ross Waters has made application to Lincoln County Public Works to abandon a portion of Sweet Gum Lane. It came before you last month. We've also talked about it in our in our work session as well. I think Mr. Jackson has already done some advertising for that parcel and has a couple of affidavits that they were, the landowners were notified. This consists of, I believe it's 0.53 acres. I think you have a plat showing the portion that we would like to abandon. And so, Mr. Chairman, I would turn it over to you.
Okay, Mr. Jackson, do you have anything you'd like to add to this?
If I may, Mr. Chairman, yes, sir. Of course, the application was prepared and given to Mr. Seymour, and fees were appropriately paid, and it has been advertised. I have given affidavits of notice to both landowners as required by law, and an affidavit from the Lincoln Journal stating that there have been 2 advertisements done in the Lincoln Journal as required by law. And at this time, if the commission so desires to abandon the road, there would need to be a motion which would include that this particular section, small section of the road, has ceased to be used by the public to the extent that no substantial public purpose is used or served by it, and that its removal from the county road system is otherwise in the best public interest.
Okay, is there anyone here that would like to speak against the abandonment of this road? Anyone here like to speak against the commissioners proceeding with the abandonment of this little section of Sweet Gum Lane? There being none, I don't think the Waters family is here. I don't know that. Do y'all have anything y'all want to say? Headed in your direction, so I wouldn't say a lot, would you? Okay, is no one here to speak against it? All right. We need to come back into our regular session. Is there a motion that we close the public hearing and go back into the regular commission meeting?
I make the motion, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Second, Mr.
Motion by Commissioner Clyde, second by Commissioner Collins. Any discussion? Chair is none. All in favor of the motion, let me know by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign. Motion's carried. We're back in our regular county commission meeting. I'm going to need a motion to abandon this section of Sweet Gum Lane. I ask for a motion.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
I have a motion. Is there a second?
I second, Mr. Chairman.
I have a motion by Commissioner Collins, second by Commissioner Clyde. Any discussion on the motion for the abandonment of the road? There is none. All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign. Motion is carried and the road is abandoned. Now, we need to have a motion to set the price of this road. Let me make a statement before we get into discussion on it. I remember years ago, very, very little of this was taking place. Now we have an abandonment several times a year. We have historically made a very low fee on the purchase of this particular abandonment that we do. Just a few months ago, I forget whether it was before Christmas or after Christmas, if you remember, we changed a lot of the way we did this because we did dealing with it so much more and to make it fair to everybody. We had the county attorney to do all the investigating, to see into it that the ads were put in the paper, the public hearings were right, the advertisements were correct, dealing with the client, at a $2,000 fee that they pay to get it to this position. The road is no use for Lincoln County. It's no use to anybody other than them that I would think. We have talked about what we would charge when we do this. My recommendation and what I would like to see us do is follow the same thing tonight that we have done with the past 3 or 4 that we've done in the last few months, and that's $100. Also, I think that we need to go in our work sessions of our committee and come up with a policy of how we would charge for these roads. This process began in January, at the beginning of paying $2,000 to get it to this point. What I like to do is to be able to get it to where when they go over to planning and zoning to discuss it with them, and they tell them that it will be a $2,000 charge, which Ms. Waters' family paid, and then they could say we have a formula that we use based on the acreage or part of an acre. So at the time that the client is there wanting to do this, they can say, well, based on your formula we got, you got 2/10 of an acre, it's gonna cost you, this hypothetical now, change, $250, for example. Then they know that they got $250 involved in the case, instead of getting to this point where we negotiate a price at a meeting. If you came up tonight and she's already paid $2,000 and we say, well, we're gonna charge you $4,000 for this half-acre land, she's now got $2,400 in something that people have been getting just a few months ago for $100, because we were paying all the cost of the thing. I don't really think it would be fair to the Waters family that if we placed a different fee today, when they filed under the old deal, that we need to clean up, because this is new to us. This has really been a little bit of a learning experience in the last year. So that is my recommendation, that we continue with this one, and this one will probably be the last one that will be done at just a straight $100 deal. We got to come up with something that's fair and fits for everybody that's doing it, and they know what it's costing them when they start. I just think that's fair. And that's what I'm asking for. So I guess I can make a recommendation. I can't make a motion. But my recommendation would be that this be the final one, but we do this one like we have the ones in the past, and we charge $100 for this piece of road that we abandoned. That's my recommendation, and I will ask for a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion that we do that. And we'll wait till discussion. I got a question.
Got a motion by Commissioner Clyde. Is there a second?
I'll second, Mr. Chairman.
Second by Commissioner Collins. Now we're in discussion. Commissioner Clyde.
Wait, does this still have to go before a public auction?
No, this is it tonight.
This is it, okay. I just wondered if they would have somebody come up and try to buy it for somebody out from under.
No, this is it.
All right.
Any other discussion?
One other thing.
Commissioner Tankerson.
We're gonna do this tonight. I would like, the planning permits office not to accept another application for an abandonment until we do have something in place.
That's fair enough. Madam Clerk, the motion is going to be that we set a fee of $100 on this piece of abandoned road. And that also included in this motion would be that we would not do any more until we get the policy straightened out on what we do in the future, which I think we can have that done and
Shortly.
and by next month, if something comes up, we can
Very
have it
short,
done. That's good, Commissioner Tanker. All right, you got the motion in the second. Any further discussion? Chair is none. All in favor of the motion, let it be known saying aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign. Motion is carried. Now, what does she need to do? Get back with y'all?
Mr. Jackson and her need to get together so he can draw the deed up and do that portion of it.
Okay, y'all satisfied? Okay, thank y'all. Now we'll go to item, anybody wants to leave, you're welcome to leave. You ain't got to sit here. Even though it's not going to take long, we fix to get started on this thing. Item number 12, law enforcement events with alcohol ordinance update, second reading. Director Seymour.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. Last month, we had the first reading of this ordinance pertaining to special events that serve alcohol with more than 100 tenants there. I'm asking that y'all read second reading tonight, and then if the board would approve that ordinance to go into effect.
Okay, I think we feel familiar with this one. This has been hanging around about as long as an abandonment of the road for the last couple of months. I think we had, again, our first reading last month. It's been on the website for the public to read for the past month. I'm going to ask that unless, without objection from the commission or anybody in the audience, that we suspend this reading. I think everybody just cared about it, has read it, just needs a reason to sit here and read it again. Any objection? Okay, Mr. Jackson, we can suspend the reading, or we
Yes.
need to read a piece of it?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Okay.
Suspend.
Is there a motion then that we adopt the law enforcement events with alcohol ordinance update?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
There's a second.
I'll second, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner Henderson, second by Commissioner Collins. Any discussion? Chair hears none. All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign, and the motion's carried.
Mr. Chairman, will just take effect immediately, right? This will be,
Yeah, I think this goes into effect
Absolutely,
now.
yes, sir. It takes effect immediately.
I think it's going into effect now. And the clerk will have that done and add it, and then she'll send it to municipal code, and they'll put it in the book. They'll do it at the end of the year, I think, is when they do it. The next ordinance is the item 13, and that is the animal ordinance update. We had the first reading last month. I'm going to ask again that we postpone this vote until next month. The reason I'm asking for that, the sheriff's office with Captain Taylor and Director Seymour and I met and went over it. We talked a little bit about it in our work session. We got some language and a few things that we need to twix just a little bit. We're about to put the horse in front of the cart. We're going to meet with a veterinarian to see if they will house these things. We got to do that because we pick them up. If we pass it tonight and they start tomorrow to get a call, we hadn't made arrangements for them to take it to any vet if it has to go to a vet. There's been no training. We're going to have at least one of our deputies trained into this, and we have no equipment as far as a protective gear for the officer that's trying to pick up an animal, or a cage, anything to put it in to transport that animal. I don't think we're gonna have a whole lot of that, but it was a few things that the sheriff's office was concerned about, and I think we've met that and we've accomplished that, but just a few things we need to do. So if it's no objection, I guess I need a motion. I need a motion to postpone.
I'll make that motion.
Got a motion by Commissioner Tankersley, second.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Henderson. Any discussion on the motion? Chair has none. All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign. The motion's carried. So, Madam Clerk, if you would, have this back on the next work session for the April agenda. Joint use facility annual audit. This is what we talked about last week with the city and the portion of it that they've asked us to pay. Director Seymour and I have met twice this week with the mayor, and he's got to go back to his folks on what we think we need to do. So really, I guess what I'm trying to say is I'd like to postpone this one till next month until we can get something maybe worked out with the city. Is there a motion that we postpone the joint use facility annual audit, bring it back to the April meeting?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
The second.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Collins, second by Commissioner Henderson. Any discussion on the motion? Chair is done. All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign. The motion's carried. Commissioner Clyde didn't want to second that motion because I moved it to the other one last time. I was waiting on this one. All right. The next one, item 15, is the Joint Comprehensive Plan Resolution. Director Seymour.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. The Joint Comprehensive Plan is a document that's required by DCA for us to have in place to get funding. This document has a lot of information within the document on not only housing but population and land characters. This process was completed last month. It has been submitted to DCA for approval. DCA has approved the changes that we've made to the comprehensive plan. So to close that out, Mr. Chairman, I ask that y'all vote to have you assign the resolution adopting this plan. This plan would be.
Is there a motion giving the chairman the authority to sign the resolution on the Joint Comprehensive Plan for 2023 to 2028?
I'll make the motion.
Got a motion by Commissioner Henderson, second by Commissioner
Second.
Clyde.
Yes, sir.
Satisfied?
I'm satisfied.
Any discussion on the motion? Chair is none. All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign. Motion is carried. Item 16 is equipment building at the gym. Director Seymour.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. This is another item that we've kind of kicked around the table at a couple of work sessions now, and that is I'm asking for the funding to proceed with a equipment building at the gymnasium. I think you have a copy of the drawing that I put together as well as a copy of the budget. That budget is $44,500, and I'm asking for approval of those funds to be paid for out of SPLOST 6 fund, and that's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, we know what we're doing. We've talked about this too, and that's an equipment building at the gym. You've looked at all the footages and it costs, I think the price is $44,500. Is that what we approved?
Yes, sir.
Is that what, I got a 55 somewhere. We asking 45, right?
$44,500.
44,500, that's exactly what it said.
That's exactly.
Mr. Talbot said that's exactly what it said. Is there a motion that we accept the recommendation of Director Seymour, build an equipment building at the gymnasium, the recreation complex, and the amount of $44,500 be paid for SPLOST 6?
Mr. Chairman, I believe it's also going to require a motion to amend the budget for SPLOST 6.
The Chairman, we need two motions. The first motion is to approve to build.
Okay, we got this one.
Yes, sir.
Is there a motion?
I make a motion, Mr. Chairman.
Got a motion, is there a second?
Second, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner Clyde, second by Commissioner Collins to authorize the starting of this equipment building for the amount of money, $44,000. Any discussion, Commissioner Clyde?
I just want to bring, it's 24 feet wide, 40 feet long,
Correct.
and it's not going to interfere with our expansion of the gym in the future because we placed it in the back.
It's gonna be on the back side of the gym. It won't interfere with us expanding the gymnasium at all. And the original gym was made to expand the wing on the left-hand side, just like what's on the right, so this will not interfere with that at all.
Thanks, sir.
Commissioner Tackett?
We might want to clarify what this equipment room is going to be used for.
Gonna be used for equipment.
Solely for anything or just voting?
Well, our intention is for voting machines, yes, sir. That's the primary reason we built.
I just think it needed to be brought out what it was going to be for, because if you put them in there,
And if something happens and it's not, it will be used for recreational equipment. Okay, any other discussion?
Mr. Chairman, if I
Mr.
might,
Collins?
I'm going to recommend we put the camera,
That's that.
okay.
Camera's going in.
All right.
Any other discussion? All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign, motion is carried. Director Dawes.
Chairman, the second motion will be to reallocate $28,550 from the SPLOST 6 road project to the general government's project. That will fund this building, and you have a worksheet in front of you, and then that will, so that's the motion that we need.
Is this the one I'm looking for?
Yes, sir.
All right, tell me what that motion is again.
Chairman, we need a motion to reallocate $28,550 from the roads project to the general government project. And that will allow us to pay for this building out of the SPLOST 6 general government project.
Okay, we have to reallocate and make some line item changes, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, we recommended we take the $28,549.56 out of the
road projects.
Out of the road project and transfer it over into the
general government project.
General government. Okay, is there a motion?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Second, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner Collins, second by Commissioner Clyde. Any discussion on the motion? There is none. All in favor of the motion, let me know by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign, motion's carried. And I want to say one more time, for those that are in here, and particularly those that could be watching it, I know it looks quick, but we had a 2-hour work session last week. A lot of this goes through and we get the nuts and bolts of it, so it's not that we're moving it that quick that we don't know, we do know. Item 17, Georgia Forestry Commission annual payment. This is what it says, an annual payment that we have to pay for 81,584 acres of land at 10 cents an acre to the Georgia Forestry Commission so they can send a bulldozer to Lincoln County when we have a forest fire. It has to come either from Wilkes or Tolliver County. But the annual amount is $8,158, and that's a budgeted thing that carries over from year to year out the general fund. Is there a motion that we pay this to the Forestry Commission?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Second, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner Tackett, second by Commissioner Henderson. Any discussion? Chair is none. All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Motion's carried. The next item is board appointments for library board. Commissioner Henderson. What?
Thank you. I apologize, I am wrong. Dang, I hate being wrong, but I'm right.
First time this month, wasn't it?
First time in the last hour, I think.
18 is the board appointment from the library board, Commissioner Henderson.
I'm not ready, Mr.
I understand, that's a tough one to get. Item B is the Recreation Advisory Board, Commissioner Collins.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman, I would like to appoint Candace Norman. And if I might say, Miss Norman, aren't you here? I told her that she didn't have to come to the meeting if she didn't want to, but I knew it would last at least an hour, but she is here. And I appreciate you agreeing to serve. I thank you for being here and sitting through the meeting, because you've noticed a lot of people kind of filter out.
Okay, motion by Commissioner Collins to appoint Miss Candace Norman. You know, she's got to be a good lady, hasn't she?
No,
She's a Norman. Might be some of my kinfolk. I have to find out your history back there. All right, to the Recreation Board, Madam Clerk, you have got the terms of it, I'm sure. You got the term, that's a 4-year appointment, right? But it started in January, so that's second.
One second, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner Collins, second by Commissioner Cloud. Any discussion on the motion? There is none. All in favor of the motion, let it be known, saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign, and the motion is carried. Welcome to the Recreation Advisory Board. We'll send you a letter too, but you can get with Director Glaze. Is he still here? Yeah, he's still over there. Director Glaze, you got a new member. So I'll work it out. Thank you for being willing to serve. Okay, the next item is a resolution. I think they put it in your book before tonight's meeting. This is something that just came up pretty quickly. I think we got the resolution today or yesterday.
Yes, sir, yesterday.
Mr. Jackson, I'm gonna let you tell them what all this is about.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Basically, what this is about, Commissioners, is that this is a separate lawsuit against some other corporations, and we were not committed to the Athens law firm for this lawsuit. The good thing is the lawsuit with these national corporations has been settled. And in essence, what is happening is these corporations are saying, we're going to pay money. We just want to make sure somebody doesn't come out and try to sue us after we pay the money. So we are being asked to join in with other counties in the state of Georgia to receive funds of this settlement. And the corporations are Teva, Allergen, CVS, Walgreens, and Walmart.
The last one we did, we got about $18,000 out of that settlement, I think, didn't we? Isn't that what we got? About it, wasn't it 18,000?
Roughly, yes, sir, Chairman.
Okay, we get to the discussion on this if you want to, but is this your recommendation that we do this and me and the clerk sign it?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
All right, got a motion that authorizes me as the chairman, Ms. Clark McKellar as the clerk, to sign the resolution on opioids. You have it. Is there a motion?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Second, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner Henderson, second by Commissioner Collins. Any discussion on the motion? Chair hears none. All in favor of the motion, let it be known, saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Motion's carried. The final agenda item other than adjournment, Commissioner Clyde has been wanting this to happen for a long time.
You're right.
We didn't, we really got getting on it a few weeks ago when we found out we didn't have a dump truck to haul those gravel on. Everything was down. And I mean, we went, 3 weeks, I think, didn't even have a dump truck to do anything. This is a dump truck. Director Seymour, you take over. I'll
Yes, sir.
chime in when I need to.
This is a dump truck we have found. It's a 2007 Mack with an elliptical ox bed in it. The good thing about this truck is it is very low mileage. It's only got 135,000 miles. It was a local contractor vehicle. It has gone through, the shop, at Trucks and More, 821 Trucks and More, who is actually the seller. And so, I think you've got pictures of it. The pictures that you see have a third axle, that they're gonna remove that third axle because we don't need it. It's got an air third axle, all that's gonna be removed, and that's included in the pricing. And so what he's asking for is $82,000 for the truck. The truck is in very good condition. And so I ask that y'all approve the purchase of this truck through T-SPOS funds. We have a budgetary item, line item in our T-SPOS fund for a vehicle purchase of $80,000. And I ask the other $2,000 to come out of T-SPOS from the equipment line item in the T-SPOS. So we can pay for it all out of T-SPOS fund.
Okay, what I'm gonna ask for is a motion authorizing us to purchase this vehicle, but we have not seen the vehicle. The other thing we've seen is pictures. The vehicle is in Shaw, and they're gonna bring it back to Augusta, but he might be a sales pitch, but he's got 3 or 4 people that already looking at this truck. We've had him looking for one for us for several weeks. And he got this, and we told him to hold it till we meet tonight, and he'll get it to Augusta, and we can go see it. If for some reason we find out something we don't like about the truck, or beat up, then we won't purchase it, but we want to purchase it if we can. So, is there a motion then that authorizes us to purchase this? Put it in the minute, right, just
2007 Mac.
2007 Mac, we got all, like, $82,000 be paid out of T-Splosh.
Mr. Chairman, I make the motion with the exception that y'all have to approve it once you see it on site.
Have a second?
I'll second, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Motion by Commissioner Clyde, second by Commissioner Collins. Any discussion?
Mr. Chairman, I have one quick question.
Commissioner Clyde.
Robert, would they give us a warranty on the engine at all?
No, sir, his is sold as is condition, there's no warranty on it.
Mr. Tankersley.
Was it a different price on leaving the third axle on versus taking it off?
We did not discuss that.
Yeah, he did. He's taking it off. That's the price, taking off the third.
Yeah, I know, but he wants to know if we leave it on, does the price
And
come down?
the reason I'm asking that axle's got about a $6,000 value. If we had the axle and we removed it ourselves and sold it online, that axle would offset the cost of the truck.
We can certainly ask that question.
We can find out in the morning. We call it first thing.
And I think the hours.
In other words, you're saying leave the axle on?
If it's not gonna cost us any more money, we can sell it just as good as they can. I mean, they act like they're doing us a favor.
What you wanna know is if he's already deducted that off the price.
Yeah.
We find out in the morning.
What was the hours on the engine, Rob?
I didn't get an hour on the engine, all I got was a mileage. Mileage was 135,000 miles. He did not give me an hour.
Mr. Chairman, the hours are shown on the odometer. It's
Were they?
9,063 hours. It's in the picture.
9,000?
9,063 hours.
It's a lot of hours.
Which is high hours for that kind of mileage. It's evidently idled a lot.
Yeah. Sitting idling.
Well, they do. We had a truck, sitting at the quarry. They charged us about an hour to bring them down here, and we were looking at the rate. And that truck was held up at the quarry, and I'm sure it was probably sitting there running. But over 2 hours before they could even get in there to do it. So that's probably where a lot of this stuff. He said this truck was owned by a small, independent guy that had it, just ran it locally. It didn't, the reason it hadn't got a lot of miles on it, it hadn't ran a whole long distance.
Construction, I believe, Amir,
Yeah.
something like that.
Okay, any other discussion? All in favor, let me know by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like signs. Our motion, we adjourn.
I'll make that motion, Mr. Chairman.
That's second. Motion by Commissioner Tangley, second by Commissioner Clyde. Any discussion on the motion? Chair hears none. All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign. Motion is carried, and we stand adjourned.